Hi, I'm Bud Carlson with Turbo's Aquatics, and today I'm going to show you the L4. Now this is the first unit that I've actually completed, so I'm just going to go through it piece by piece real quick. It's very similar to the L2, just a little bigger. So I'm going to fire this up, and you can see a little light coming out from underneath, and that's actually coming out of the drains. And you can also see there are some access holes in the bottom to help get the growth chamber out if you do have any troubles pulling it out, which generally you won't. Taking the lid off, the slot pipe is of course twice as big, your screen is twice as long, and you've got two sets of pins to take that out, and those pop right out and the screen drops out, so you get the same skirted slot pipe, and just like I said, a longer screen. Now as far as the light fixtures go, essentially it's a doubled up version of the L2. They are individually dimmable, so you'll dim one of them down. That's this side, of course, and dim the other one down. Alright, fully dimmable from about roughly 10% up to 100%. I'm going to dim them all the way down, take them off. Okay. The end caps are tight fitting. This is actually a revised design. They've got staggered tabs on here. Okay. The growth chamber has the secondary drain on this side, so it's a little harder to pull up on this side to get it out, but this side you have the leverage point. So it's just that easy. Alright, so now this is a three-piece design. It's actually two pieces here that form the top part, and then a bottom piece, and they're bonded together. And of course you still have the false bottom. So there's your drain system. Alright. And then the light fixtures just slide right off. Similar to the L2, there's a little bump right there where you've got the power that comes into the bottom of it. And here, I'll turn these off and I'll show you the revised boards. Alright, so this is basically an LED board with the driver built into it, so there's not two separate boards now, and then just daisy chained over to the second board, so there's a master and a slave. So each side has its own driver, each side has its own potentiometer control, and they are connected together through a waterproof screw seal with a gasket in there. So there's no way that that can get wet even if you do submerge it. I don't recommend leaving it submerged. And let's take the other fixture off and then take a look at the base. Now you don't normally take the light fixtures off once you've got it in place. There's really no reason to do that. It takes a little wiggling to get them out of there. Okay. So you've got the base, which has, like I said, the access holes and the drains, and the two J channels. They're upside down J shape that lock into the base. And of course the drains, and then the windows for letting light through. The other thing you may notice here is something that I've been working on for a little while, a couple revisions, and this is the prototype version of my support rail, which looks kind of like a stick figure person on the end. Okay, so the idea here was originally that you could stick something through this, hang this down beneath or between the two rims of your sump, and have like a piece of 3/8 inch thick acrylic sticking out either end and sit that on the rim. But as it turns out, this is sturdy enough where all you need to do is just notch out the little, the legs and the hands part of the guide, leave the head, and just let that sit right on the rim of your sump. I've tested this with 80 pounds of weight across a 36-inch span, and it does great. The production version is black PVC. Pretty slick looking. And like I said, it's very strong. In fact, I can stand on these and they don't hardly bend at all. So I put these in here just for stability while I'm showing this, because as you set one light fixture in, it does have a tendency to want to tip over if you don't have the other light fixture in place. Alright, so there's one. You can see that I can go hands-free and it self-rights. But if you set it on the base, right on those, right on the base extensions for connecting your drains, that doesn't work. So, but you'd never actually do that in real life. So little wiggle, get it in the channel, slide it right in there. All right. So now, when you go to clean this, it's the same as the L2. All right, I'm going to set this back up again with the screen inserted. All right, put this back in. Do a little push, seats right in there. So when you go to clean this, all you got to do, once you shut the water off and let it drain, is lift the growth chamber up about that far. It's about an inch and a half, and then just slide out the end. So you don't need any more than about an inch and a half, maybe 2 inches, just for some good measure over the top of it to get this in and out. You take this out, take it right to your sink, pull that out, scrub the growth chamber out, put it all back together at your sink, okay, and bring it right back in and settle it in, okay. End caps go back on, and they are a nice tight fit. Slide them up in there, push it together, get your lid on, turn your power on, run your pump obviously, and you can connect this from either end. So you can supply water from here and plug this end, supply water from here and plug this end. Comes with all the same accessories, all the plumbing parts, scraper, 2 brushes, and what am I missing? You know, zip ties, hose, pretty much everything you need except for a pump, and maybe if you have some extra length that you need for connections. So that's basically it. That is the overview of the L4 scrubber. And just to give you a quick couple dimensions, because I usually get this question quite often. All right. Overall, 17 inches long. With the slot pipe in there, it's about 18 3/4. Okay. So then you'd have a cap on one end. You'd have tightest you could fit it into would be if you put a 90-degree elbow on this, and so you might have 21 inches, okay, from base to top, 7 inches tall, and across the heat sinks, 6 inches. All right, so it fits in a pretty tight space. As far as weight goes, this is about 14 pounds without water in it. And let's see, one last thing. I do get a question about the drains. Okay, the drains are 2-inch outer diameter, so these match 2-inch PVC pipe. I do include adapters that go down from 2-inch to 1.5 inch. You can use whatever adapters you want. And the distance from this end to the center of this pipe is 1.5 inches. Distance from this end to this pipe is 9.5 inches. So they are spaced exactly 8 inches apart. Alright, what else can I cover? It comes with 2 drivers. They're both the LPV 6015 constant voltage power supply. It's not actually a driver. The driver is on the board. The power supply supplies the driver. And let's see. I think that is about all at this point. Thank you for watching. One last thing to add on. You can see this unit in person at MACNA San Diego at the Synergy Reef booth, and while you're there, take a look at some of the new products that Synergy Reef is coming out with and say hi to Rick for me. Thank you.